My guest today is Dr. Meela Mitra. What these visuals actually mean for scientists, for kids, for enthusiasts like me, how will you explain these visuals?
So it's amazing now that they have every step covered in the video, so you can visually see what is going on and try to understand how technologically these steps occur. So, all the way from first you saw the undocking,
Undocking.
and first the hatch closing, then the undocking, and then moving away of the satellite, and then it will come all the way back to Earth using thrusters and enter the atmosphere, and finally use parachutes. So all these videos create a lot of awe, because how this photography works is amazing now, because you can get these kind of images, and it will also help us understand step by step what are all the steps that are going to happen to bring this back to Earth.
Okay, ma'am, what will you describe as the biggest takeaway from Crew 9's mission to International Space Station? They had 2 spacewalks, if I'm not wrong, and how will you read this? What are the big
Right.
takeaways?
It started out as a routine mission. Of course, it was not a routine mission because of the unexpected way that it got lengthened. But both astronauts and as crew there, they were doing maintenance of the ISS. They did more than 150 science experiments. Part of what they did, I'll just point out a couple of things. Like you mentioned, the spacewalk. Spacewalks are regularly used for maintenance of ISS. But this time, Sunita Williams in January, she did a really long spacewalk, more than 5 hours long. And that, in fact, has put her record as the longest cumulative hours of spacewalk by any woman. So she's broken
Correct.
that record. And additionally, they did several experiments with, plants, including how microgravity affects
Yeah, that was my next
microbes.
question. Like how
Okay.
we all are talking about, suddenly microgravity seems to be the word which is in. So now please
Right.
explain to our viewers who probably would like to understand why we are talking about microgravity.
Okay, so that's a very good question. Yes, you're right. The word is used often. So, the ISS is placed at an orbit which is low Earth orbit, which still has a tiny bit of remaining gravity. It's not at zero gravity. So
Okay.
that's why it's called microgravity.
Okay.
So, which makes International Space Station a good, location for
Okay.
astronauts to go and practice living there, because once they go to Mars, they'll be completely removed from the gravitational zone.
Okay.
So this way, they can even the experiments they do, it's with minimum gravity. So it's to further see how these whatever they do can be taken forward to longer missions. For example, they were able to actually grow lettuce plants.
Correct.
They also, there is
I
an
saw
area
that
called
photo from
veggie.
NASA that there was some
Right.
lettuce plant or some experimental plant that were grown. So tell us more about it.
Yeah. So a large part of what engineers and scientists, astronauts do on ISS is try to see how to grow plants, because that will again be important if you go somewhere where there is no water or no air. So they have a area called veggie, where they try to use technology such as hydroponics
Okay.
to give water. So it's controlled water systems, controlled lighting systems. So they're doing these kind of methods, just like we've seen in the movie Gravity. So
Okay.
so they try to use these methods to see how they can grow plants. They're also trying to see the effect of this microgravity on microbes, to see on microorganisms, to see how they would survive, and to make sure that they don't actually accidentally get carried during space travel. Okay,
Okay.
so these are some of the things. They also tested an electric exercise system, which
Okay.
has four exercise devices into one, like rowing, cycling, because as we know, exercising is very important for astronauts. So this is one of the things they tried out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, does that, now next question, now if they're growing veggies on International Space Station, is that probably one step closer to space tourism? Like if people start going there, they would eat something. Is that like, am I like taking it too far, or is this a building, or is this a stepping stone?
Yeah, this is space tourism, but not just space tourism, but the next step would be to send astronauts to the moon, not just to visit the moon, but maybe to build moon base, moon habitat
Okay.
or Mars habitat, in which case the astronauts who live there would have a community and they would have to be more self-sufficient in terms of growing food. Yes, so that is leading to future space exploration to further off locations
Okay.
from which you can't come back so easily. See, ISS is close enough that you can get supplies, but in these kind of places, you won't be able to get supplies. You'll have to start creating your own food and resources.
Okay, now talking about splashdown, we have seen a couple of years ago there was a splashdown as well. What are the technical challenges of that process? Just a quick word, please.
Yeah, so the technical, so basically, first they have to enter the Earth's atmosphere, and that is a very intense phase because it, as soon as it enters, it encounters like very, very high temperatures, up to 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and the spacecraft has to withstand that kind of speed, and then it has to slow itself down also
Okay.
so that it lands. So it has to decelerate using thrusters and using parachutes.
Okay, now talking about the delay in return. Obviously, there were some technical issues that actually delayed Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams' return. And what do you think was now SpaceX? Now Elon Musk is taking a lot of Twitter reactions, and netizens are in gaga over how Musk has stepped in and they are bringing it. Where does it place NASA now?
So, NASA has been working with private companies as part of a crew. So they were also working with Boeing, and of course, SpaceX has successfully done it. But ever since the space shuttle era ended, NASA has been working with private industry to create these kind of missions that can go to the ISS and back. And SpaceX has, in fact, successfully done the trip to ISS several times, and Starliner that was the first run of Boeing Starliner that Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore were going to go on, and it definitely had technical problems, and it hasn't yet successfully made itself known. So it will have to undergo a lot of testing, but SpaceX has successfully done it. So, but the thing is that it was already in the works. So it's
Correct.
not like it's not like a new request. It was already known that SpaceX is there that can bring
Correct.
back these astronauts. So
Now-
they would not have been stranded anyway.
Okay. How do you see Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore spending their next few weeks?
So as everybody in the audience is hearing, that when astronauts come back, they suffer a lot of health problems. These include, of course, your bone density decreases, but there are also vision problems. There's balance problems because of the fluids in your body are all reshuffled. They're not the same way, and so they need a lot of rehabilitation. So usually, for about more than a month, they do very strong rehabilitation before they can come out and take part in the world again.
Dr. Mitra, tell me how do you see now space exploration and the future of space and space exploration now moving further from here? What's next?
So there are a lot of new things coming up. I mean, more planets. There's a search for life going on. So recently, missions have gone to even places in our solar system, like Europa and icy moons, to look for life. So there's a strong focus on astrobiology and looking for life. And as our technology improves, we have better telescopes. We have space vehicles that can move further out because of technology. Our propulsion systems are better. So yes, we'll be able to go further out and explore more.
Okay, now this with these images of splashdown and images of hope all across the globe. Now, I want to know my only question to you: when do you think an Indian will set foot on moon on an India-made rocket that ISRO has promised? Where are we heading now?
So I don't know the answer, but I know that Chandrayaan 4 is in planning right now,
Yeah.
and Chandrayaan 4 will bring us one step closer because there will be a docking, undocking involved, where where samples from the moon will be brought back, and parallelly, the Gaganyaan mission, the astronauts are being trained, and one of them is going to go on a private mission, the Axiom mission, soon to space and back. So hopefully we'll see
2047,
women
do you want to
astronauts.
give it a date? 2035?
Yeah, definitely by 2035.